Hello, very good evening to all of you. Hi, after a long time. Very good evening, all of you. Can I have some quick comments, please, if you can hear my voice? Hello, everyone. Good evening, all of you. This is Vaishali Kamda from Spark Academy, and I'm here again. We are starting from the start, that is, from the first year, first topic, the living world and biodiversity. I hope you can hear my voice clearly. If you have any doubts in between, also you can ask me in between in the chat box. I'm waiting for your questions, your doubts, and whatever what I'm going to ask. So I'm waiting for your answers also in chat box. So before starting a topic, let me remind you all of you again that you can follow us on sparkacademyonline.com. You can follow us on Instagram, Telegram, Facebook for more updates and tricks as well as. So this is a topic overview weightage and what should you expect from this session, that is weightage of the topic. So we are starting living world today. So average number of question asked, that is only one, so less weightage of this particular chapter. And this unit gives you around 3-4 questions. So biological, this unit is comprising three chapters: living world, biological classification, and plant kingdom. Among this, we are going to discussing right now about the living world. Living world. So I think, I mean, for exam point of view, I know it is having less weightage, but that doesn't mean you don't need, or you need to skip this class, because stay tuned with me for next 55 minutes. So all your doubts about the living world, it will be cleared. See, when we are aiming high, when your aim is high, your target is high, at that time you should think about scoring 111, I mean 4 marks, 1 questions. So we don't want to lose our 4 marks also. So that's why this is important at that point of view. And you can't segregate sometimes questions asked from the biological classification. We normally consider it is in biological classification, but species name and all these things are asked, then it is from living world only. So these three chapters, they are interconnected. So we could not avoid the discussion of living world also. I hope you are getting my point. And those who have not joined, ask your friends and ask your colleagues to join this class, because ma'am will going to discuss about the living world night right now. And next, our next discussion will be based on this chapter only. So this is from the start, from the third standard, what we are learning, that is what is the difference between living and non-living things. We will going to start from that. So overview of the chapter, overview of the session, that is what is living thing. Then characteristic of living thing includes growth, reproduction, metabolism, cellular organization, consequence, I mean consciousness. Then diversity versus classification. What is need to classify? See, why we should remember all these things? Why should we remember all the species name and all these things? What is the need for the classification? Then taxonomy and systematics. What is the difference between these two terms? Nomenclature, binomial nomenclature we are going to discuss today, and taxonomical categories and taxonomic aids. Finally, so before jumping into the topic directly, let me remind you, all of you, you can download the app, that is Spark Academy app. So you can go to the Play Store in your phone and you just download this Spark Academy app. You should look into the logo right now, which is this is our logo, blue color logo. So Spark Academy, you should download this app, and you can get great discounts on our courses. After that, you can find out which courses is preferable for you, so that, and with the great discount right now. So after that, when you join Spark Academy, you will be getting free handwritten notes, free study materials, free PYQ questions and answers, free mock test available. Now we are starting the concept, that is what is living organism. So when we try to define living organism, we conventionally look for the distinctive characteristic exhibited by the living organism. So that is growth, reproduction, ability to sense the environment, mount a suitable response, and come to our mind immediately as unique feature of living organism. One can add a few more features like metabolism, self-replicating, self-organizing, interacting, and emergence to this list. So these are the list of the characteristics which are exhibited by living organism. But what is about the defining characteristics? Can you tell me which of these is a defining characteristic of living organism? Yes, I'm here and I'm waiting for your answer. See, I'm listing here. We have a list of five characteristics: growth and reproduction, consciousness, metabolism, and cellular structure or cellular organization. Among these five, which one is known as defining and which is not considered as defining feature or defining characteristics of human beings? Of living things, not human beings, of living things. See, let me remind you, all of you, growth. Word growth. Can you use word growth for the non-living also? Yes, we can use it for non-living things also. Like hill is growing and becoming mountain. So we can use these type of growth and growing word for non-living things also. Some, I know this non-living thing, when they are growing, it is from external, you can say it is external growth. External growth. So that does I and some of our cells are also, once they are produced. When they are lost forever. So they are not growing throughout their life cycle. So that doesn't mean, so that doesn't mean that organism is not living. That doesn't mean that particular hill is growing, that is actually a living thing. Okay, so that's why we can't consider growth as defining feature. So growth is not considered as defining feature of living organism. I hope you are getting this point. Then it's about reproduction. So next it is reproduction. So we have two types of, I mean, two, you can, this reproduction you can divide into two types: asexual and sexual. In reproduction, where fusion of gametes, we will not include like that two parents and one parents, because we know that sexual reproduction in flowering plants, so there is only one parent is involved only. So we'll use word fusion of gametes. So in whichever method of the reproduction fusion occurs, fusion of gametes occurs, that is called sexual reproduction. And which of these is not occurring any fusion, so that is called asexual reproduction. This will lead to formation of identical, genetically identical organism. Reproduction, in especially in case of asexual reproduction, will give genetically identical organism mostly, but when you go for variation, you will get more variation in case of sexual reproduction. So we have, I mean, asexual reproduction can be divided into various type. It includes budding, it includes binary fission, then binary fission, budding, fragmentation, regeneration. Regeneration it is not actually a type of asexual reproduction, but yes, we can consider for sometimes in case of planaria, when it is broken down, at that time any of its part is regenerated. So that is included, that's why it is included in asexual reproduction. Actually it is not a means of the reproduction only. So I mean, for in case of planaria, you don't need to break it down and then it will reproduce. It should not like that. Okay, and this asexual reproduction, it is also used for vegetative propagation for by farmers. So Now we are discussing whether reproduction is a defining feature of living organism or not. So reproduction, yes. So reproduction, it is not defining feature. So you will say that why, ma'am, non-living thing can't reproduce. So why we can't use reproduction? It is only present in the living organism only. Yeah, that's right. But some organism, there are some sterile organism, sterile, or you can say infertile organism, infertile living things, those who can't give birth to the new ones during their life cycle because of some error, because of some genetical problem, or maybe anything. So that doesn't mean they are not living. You can give example here of mules, an infertile human couple, and worker bee. Okay, so examples here can include worker bee, then infertile human couple, and mules. What are mules? They are actually hybrid product of horse and donkey. So when you want to have a second mule, then at that time again you need to mate, again you need to do hybridization. These mules are by birth they are sterile, and some human couples they are infertile. Their infertility may be because of any reason, accidental infertility, maybe anything. This worker bee, it is also by birth it is sterile, so it will not give birth, it will not reproduce throughout its life cycle. So that doesn't mean these living organisms they are not living. That's why we can't consider reproduction. So that's why reproduction is also not defining feature. Okay, so I hope you are getting both of this point. What happens in worker bee? This honey bee, it produces two types of female, worker bee and queen bee. Okay, only queen. Reproduction is hello. Yes, reproduction, you can consider reproduction only with the queen bees. Queen bees only they can reproduce, and worker bee they are just for making honey. They are just for making honeybee combs and like that. So worker bee remain the it is female, but it remains sterile throughout its. I mean, it is from by birth it is sterile. Then next it is about metabolism. Let me select another color. Yes, metabolism. So metabolism is, you can say, it is what anabolism plus catabolism. That means breakdown and synthesis of molecules. This breakdown and synthesis of molecules of organic molecules it occurs only in living organism. This breakdown process requires biomolecules as well as they require biocatalysts. Biocatalysts, that means enzymes. Okay, you can carry out this metabolism in vitro also, in vitro also, but at that time you require some or the other point, you require involvement of biomolecules, involvement of biocatalysts like this. Okay, so for example, I am drawing here. For example, this is a starch solution. Okay, or you have taken here mashed potato solution. What is this? In short, it is starch. Okay, now you know this starch is hydrolyzed. Starch is hydrolyzed by the activity of amylase into monosaccharides into glucose. Okay, so amylase, and it will give you carbohydrates. Which type of carbohydrate? Monosaccharide sugars. We will use word. Okay. So here you will use, see, starch. You can you can carry out starch analysis by addition of iodine. Iodine gives blue color with starch. But when you are using amylase here, drop wise you are adding amylase. At that time, slowly this blue color will fade. This blue color becomes fade. So because of amylase activity, starch is hydrolyzed into sugars and your blue color of iodine, it becomes fade. So here this activity you are carrying out in vitro condition without any living cell. But yes, which amylase you are using, that is from human origin. Okay, it might be from any biological origin. So that's why this metabolic activities we can carry out. I mean, whatever metabolic activities we need to think, that is all these are defining features of living organism. So we can consider metabolism as defining feature. So it is defining feature of living organism. Right? Now next it is cellular organization. That means cells together make a tissue. Tissue together make a organ. Organ organ together organ together make organ system. And finally it's organism. So this type of organization you can see in only in case of living organism. So complexity of cellular organization you can find out in living organism. Though some organisms, they are not that much complex, like unicellular organism. When you will ask that, ma'am, when we think about bacteria, when we think about amoeba, then this type of organization we couldn't see. So that doesn't mean they are not living. They are living. You can see in case of cell also. Cell has very, different type of organelles. This prokaryotic, eukaryotic, this type of structural organization you can see only in living organism. So that's why cellular organization or cellular structure, it is defining feature of living cell. Then next come the consciousness. So consciousness, yes, starting from unicellular to the multicellular, starting from simplest unicellular to the complex multicellular organism, all the organism, they sense their environment. They have sense to their environment. They sense their environment. And yeah, bacteria also sense their environment. Bacteria also, it has idea. It has that sense that if either a nutrient is present or not, if there is accumulation, if there is favorable environment is not, if temperature is favorable or not. This type of consciousness is there with every living organism. So that's why we can consider consciousness as defining feature of living organism. And we have only one self conscious. Okay, self conscious. Only one self conscious organism, it is human being. Only we are self conscious organisms. Other organisms, they are conscious about their uh, other organism, they are conscious about their environment, but they do not know what they are doing. So they do not have senses of their own, you can say self consciousness. Only human beings are having this self consciousness, that too with the exception of coma patients. I hope these all characteristics are cleared in your mind, everybody. So we have discussed five different characteristics. So among these five, Two are not considered as defining feature, growth and reproduction. All others are considered as defining feature. Now it is about diversity versus classification. So diversity, it is sum total of the variation in the form and form functioning as a behavioral have accumulated the different line of the organism. So diversity, it is sum of the total variation, so sum of the total living species over the biosphere in the over the earth, that is known as diversity. So well, around 1.7 million only these species are only identified or classified, you can say. So among these, only 1.7 million species are classified. Classified, that means now you are knowing in which class they are belong to, you are knowing their characteristics, so that is known as classification. Different types, it is known as diversity. So we can use two types of term over here, that is taxonomy and systematic. Taxonomy and systematics. So taxonomy, taxis, that means arrangement, and nomos, that means law. So according arrangement of the organism with their load, that is known as taxonomy. So for example, Homo sapiens, okay, or humans. If you want to classify these humans, you can classify them in kingdom, phylum. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. So, like that, if you are classify according to the law, that is known as you are grouping them according to the law. That is known as simple classification or simple taxonomy. Here different taxa you will be using, different taxa you will be using. But in case of systematics, it is grouping or ordering the organism with logical means. So here in case of systematics, you are considering their relationship with their ancestor. So relationship with their ancestor, when you are considering, at that time you will get this type of hierarchy type of uh, you can say classification. So tree like structure you will get. So this is known as phylogenetic classification. So when you consider a relationship of ancestor, that is called systematics. So systematics, systema means the systematic placing of the organism into the groups or taxa on the basis of procedure, certain relationship between the organism. So relationship, when you are considering, that is that comes under the systematics. So Carl Linnaeus, who used the word first in his book, that is Systema Naturae. His publication name is Systema Naturae. The term new systematics was proposed by Sir Julian Huxley in 1940. So then comes the nomenclature. I hope guys you can hear my voice clearly. That is Systema Naturae, his publication name. So nomenclature, that means when you identify any particular organism at that time, first what you will do, you will do characterize that particular organism, and then next step you will give, that is nomenclature, name to that particular organism. So giving name to that organism, so simply normal local language name we will be not using here. So any name which can't be not which is not used in case of classification. So nomenclature means method of giving naming or naming the organism scientifically and universally. So name should be common throughout the world. Okay, for example, Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica, it's a name of mango. So when you go in Germany, when you go in Africa, when you go in USA, when you go and comes in India, at that time also Mangifera indica remains the same. When you give this name, whatever maybe the person, he will get idea from taxonomy that which fruit is which living organism you are talking about. So common name, there is a common name of organism in a local language, and a name keeps changing with the change in the language. So mango को हम आम भी बोलते हैं. So we can use different names in different languages, right? So thus there is no need to there is a need to standardize the names of an all living organism such that a particular organism has the same name all over the world. So rules of nomenclature, we should follow rules of nomenclature. This rules of nomenclature was given by Carl Linnaeus. It is known as binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature. For plants, we are using binomial nomenclature. For animals, for we are using trinomial nomenclature. So the scientific and universal name of organism contains two components: generic name and specific epithet. Generic name should begin with a capital letter. So starting should be with capital letter. And species name should begin with the small letter. Species name will begin with the small letter. Both the words of the biological name, when handwritten, they are separately underlined. When you are writing it at the time, you need to underline them separately. Otherwise, you should type it in italics when you are typing it. And their origin should be in Latin. They should be originated in Latin language. So language is fixed here, that is Latin. The name of author is also to be mentioned. Post scientific name is Roman type. So with capital letter without any comma in between, and is written in the abbreviated form. So abbreviated form like here Homo sapiens. You have used Linn. This is abbreviation of Linnaeus. This shows that Linnaeus was the first scientist who named men as Homo sapiens. The scientific name should not be as small as their letters or long as the 12 letters. I mean, more than 12 letters, it should be not include. Then comes next, it is the file, or you can say taxonomical order or taxonomical categories. So taxonomic categories. So starting from the kingdom, or we can start from the species, a group of individual with similar morphology and similar characteristics. More similarities here. Similar characters, they are grouped here in form of species. When you go up genus, that means group of species together. They are, I mean, more with the common features, they are placed in one genera. Okay, then comes the family. Family normally ends with AC, and then comes the order, else, then class, then phylum and division. Division word we are using for plants. Botanists normally use word division. It's the same category or same level of the category. And then comes the kingdom. Finally, bigger or biggest unit of taxonomical category, it is kingdom. And smallest unit of taxonomical category, it is species. This is smallest and this is biggest. We have two kingdom, kingdom Animalia and kingdom Plantae. Then last, that is taxonomical aids. So biologists have established certain procedure and technique to store and preserve the information as well as the specimen. So some of these are explained to help you understand usage of these aids. For example, guys, I'll give you one example that when you go somewhere, when you are visiting some newer place, okay, when you are wandering here and there, or some visiting some new, uh, or you can say new lake or some new area, new river or riverside, when you are visiting at that time, when you find out a newer species. Okay, for example, you are thinking that this is something new I have found out. This tree I have never been to see this type of tree. I have never been to see this type of insect. Then what you will do first? You will do first characterization. First thing, you will identify it. Okay, so you will identify it. You will then you will characterize it. So after characterization, you'll classify, you will look into the how you will match its characteristics with already classified organism. So how you will match? There should be some preservation of information. So this information as well as specimens, some of these are explained in help to understand the usage of these aids. So aids, that means help. What is the meaning of aid? So first aid use करते हैं ना हम word, like that only. This is taxonomical aid. So aid, that means usage, sorry, help you are getting from taxonomy. So first help, first aid, it is herbarium. Herbarium is storehouse of the collective plant specimen that are dried and pressed and preserved in form of sheet. So these are dried and pressed and preserved in on a sheet. So standard size of the herbarium sheet is 11.5 to 16.5 inches. The herbarium sheets also carry a label providing information about the date, place of the collection. So when you are getting a newer species, at that time you should write the date, name of the place from where you are getting it. Then English local or botanical name. Starting, see, if it is new, then you will not know botanical name. Then you should give its name or family and collector's name main also. Then herbaria also serve as a quick referral system in the taxonomical studies. And then comes the botanical garden. So plant species in these gardens are grown from endocaterial purpose, and each plant is labeled indicating its botanical scientific name and its family. So in case of botanical garden, they will be stored in living form only, but we have some limitations that all the plants could not grow in every environmental condition. So those who can bear, those who can survive in that environmental condition, that only can grow in that type of botanical garden. Then museum have collection of preserved plant and animal specimen for the study and reference. See, normally plant material are dried and preserved, but animal or insect specimen, they are preserved in a container with preservative solution. So preservatives are used here. So that is a museum. Then zoo park or zoological park. So these are places where wild animals are kept in protected environments under human care, and which enables us to learn about their food habits and their behavior, how they are eating, what they are eating, and what is their habit, and in which environment they can survive. So zoo parks are meant for animals to kept in the protected environment. Then next comes the keys. So keys is used to identification of plants and animals based on the similarities as well as dissimilarities. So two types of contrasting characteristics we are considering here. So it is based on contrasting characters, generally in a pair called couplet. So we are using it in a pair that is known as couplet. So it represents the choice made between the two opposite options. So this result in acceptance of only one and rejection of the other. Each statement in case of key, it is known as lead. Whatever you want to say in case of key, it is called lead in keys. Keys are generally analytical in nature. Then comes the flora. So it is a small booklet which gives contain the list of the names of the plants, books related the botanical titles, and name of the author and publications present in the given area. Remember, it is when you are talking about given area, plants present in the given area in that habitat. So you are talking about habitat also, that is known as flora. Guys, you can hear my voice or not? I can't see your chat. I don't know why. Yes. So now I think it's audible. Then catalogs. So it is a small booklet which gives contain the list of the names of the plants and books related to the botanical titles and name of authors or publications present in the given area. Then comes a monograph also. Monograph, in case of monograph, we are not, I mean, we need to take account of only one taxa, only one taxon. When you are considering, when you are giving idea about only one taxon can be huge one like kingdom, it can be smaller like species, it is known as monograph. So important methods here. See, you can make keys out of these. Otherwise, you'll remember. You can't memorize all these things together. See, now I'll give you idea that when you go down, when you go up, it means species to the kingdom level. Species to kingdom level. Your similarities. So starting from, see, I'll write all of these here. Wait a second, guys. Okay. When you ask the species, they are smallest unit. When you are going up from species to the kingdom, similarities. Similarities decreases. When you go down in this manner, similarities increases. Okay, or you can say dissimilarities decreases. And similarities increases. So word puzzle, they can make a word puzzle out of it. They can ask in which manner, if you go arrange the taxonomical categories like that, that similarities increases. So you need to start from kingdom and you should go in till the species. Among the species, when you are talking about species, they'll be having interbreeding individuals. That means most of the, all of them are having common features, and they will be having, in a species they'll be sharing same type of morphological or other characteristics. Okay, guys. So when you go down from kingdom to the species, similarities increases, and when you go up, similarities decreases. Species to the kingdom, similarities decreases. So similarities or more common features you can find out in species level. More different characteristics you can find out at kingdom level. So this is, guys, a link given in the description box, that is our about Spark Store. You can purchase, you can buy any of the course right now. It is available on discount right now. So go ahead, guys, and check the description box and check out the Spark Store. Admissions are open. You can join right now. Also, short term crash courses and long term courses, all the courses are going on. Regular coaching is also going on. We are working offline right now, so classroom coaching is also going on. If it is not feasible for you to come down for offline coaching, then you can opt online coaching also. In online also we are struggling, or I mean we are working hard to give you best. So we have our two branches at Narayangura and Mehdipatnam. You can check out, or you can directly call on the number scroll down on your screen for admissions. So this is admissions open right now for online coaching also. NEET 2022 online coaching, JEE mains online coaching, MSET online coaching. So on daily basis, on demand, we have live sessions also. See, those who cannot join offline at that time, we are keeping it online also. I mean, at the same time, we are recording it. And this recorded video, always you can find out this recorded video in your app. We have our app design, that is Spark Academy app. So you'll find out all these videos in our app. So these are these are not actually pre-recorded video. These are live sessions which we are recording at that time. So whatever things we are discussing offline, you'll not miss it out. If you can't join at any classes, or any classes are missed, you can check out it afterwards also. So this is how on demand we have, this is our test assignments on daily basis we are giving, and we are checking it whether it is pending or whether it is submitted. And test results are also created, and this is how assessment has been done. So you'll get this type of grade system also after the test, what is your score, and this grade also you'll getting. So this is our basic methodology, basic concept, shortcut methods we are giving, all model question papers, exercise questions, MPYQs, chapter wise test, weekend test, grand test, and test analysis also has been done. Then this is your question time, guys. First question, which of this is PYQs we are discussing right now, previous year questions. So which one of the following is not correct statement? A botanical garden have collection of living plants for reference. B a museum has collection of photographs of plants and animals. C key is taxonomic aid for identification of specimen. D herbarium houses dried, pressed, and preserved plant specimens. Which of these is incorrect, guys? Which of these is not correct? So you need to focus on the word that is not correct. So you need to select not correct one, that is wrong one here. If you select wrong one, that is your correct option. Come on guys, I'm waiting for your answers. So botanical garden have collection of living plant, this is right. Museum have collection of photographs and plants, this is wrong one. So this is wrong one, so our correct option is about museum. So this is your solution, museum. What are museums? As has been discussed, biological museums are generally set up in the educational institutes such as schools and colleges. So, schools and colleges. So, museums have collection of preserved plant and animal specimen. For study and reference, specimens are preserved in containers or jars in preservative solutions. Plants and animal specimens may also be preserved as dry specimens. So, photographs are not there. Okay, dried when present. Preservatives, inside the preservatives we can kept. Skeleton systems are preserved. Museum often have the collection of the skeletons of animals too. Then second question, The common characteristics between tomato and potato will be maximum at the level of their what? Genus, family, order, division. Remember, the smallest unit will be having more common characteristics. So it will be at genus level, family level, order level, or division level between tomato and potato. So tomato and potato, both of them are different species, but they comes under vegetable. So families are characterized on the basis of both vegetative and reproductive features. So it's about family. So reproductive feature of a plant specimen. So tomato, it is Lycopersicon escutalum, and potato is Solanum tuberosum. So belong to the same family, that is Solanaceae. So they are their common feature. They belong to the same family, not in the same genus. They are not in the same genus. They are sharing same family. Then next comes the third question. Nomenclature is governed by certain universal rules. Which one of following is contrary to the rules of nomenclature? So again you need to select wrong one. Come on guys. So biological names can be written in any language. The first word, so I can use Telugu also for writing biological name. Is it right or wrong? So this is only contrary to the rules of nomenclature, but still we'll go through to the other options also. The first word in the biological names represent genus name, and second is specific epithet. Names are written in Latin, and they are italics. They should be in italics. So when written by hand, the names are underlined. So A option is wrong one here. Biological names should not be in any language. It should be in Latin. It is already been given here. Should be in Latin. I have told you during the class also, Latin is the confirmed language that we should use. So binomial nomenclature is a formal system of the naming species of the living thing by the giving each a name composed of two parts, both of which use Latin grammatical forms. Then next fourth question. It is much easier for a smaller animal to run uphill than for a large animal because it is much easier for a smaller animal to run uphill than for the large animals compared to the large one. Why? It is easier to carry a small body weight. Smaller animals have a higher metabolic rate. A smaller animal have a lower oxygen requirement. The efficiency of muscles in the large animals is less than in the small animals. So here correct option it is B, that basal metabolic rate and the inversely proportional to the body size. Metabolic rate it is inversely proportional to the size of body. So if body size increases, if size of body increases, rate of metabolic rate decreases. If size decreases, that means small size, metabolic rate increases. So here it is the same reason. Small animal run uphill much easier because of their high metabolic rate. Then next fifth question, as we go from the species to the kingdom in the taxonomical hierarchy, species to kingdom, again I am reminding you guys, you're going from species to uphill in the kingdom till the level of the kingdom. So the number of common characteristics will decrease, will increase, will remain same, may increase or may decrease. So number of common characteristics when you are going up, so at that time, lower the tags are, more the number of the shared characteristics within the member of the taxon. So the lowest tags are share the maximum number of morphological characteristics. As we move towards the higher hierarchy, class kingdom similarities decreases. So here when you go high, what is our option? Similarities, common characteristics will decrease. So again, guys, I'm reminding you, all of you, you can join us on Telegram also. So that this is our Telegram channel. So link is given in description box also. You can join it from this link also. This is Spark Academy link. Telegram link. So all the updates of all live sessions, all YouTube sessions, all the reels which we are recording for short tricks and short tips. So all these things you will get in form of links in Telegram, and all the updates you will get in Telegram also. So you can follow us on Telegram. This is our result overview, guys. I mean, all our students, that is about MSET to 2021, they score very good. So 89% uh, of them, they are getting they are studying in top 10 colleges, and they are qualified and selected. 95% of them are selected. Spark Academy NEET results, you can see NEET highest score in the NEET 2021, that is 608, and 97 percentage you can consider. And among these all students, among in 2021, 19 of these students, they got admission in MBBS, BDS and BAHMS. The seats are projected, I mean they got seat in this these medical field. So you can guys subscribe to our channel. The I mean, if you like this video, you can subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for the notification. So this is our YouTube channel. So thank you for attending this class, guys. Do not forget to like, share and comment in the description box, and do not forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you so much, guys.